Yo, YouTube, it's time for another weapon review of a weapon from the new season of the Splicer. Today we finally got our hands on the Gridskipper Pulse rifle, and when I saw the archetype, I started to get a little excited because it's a void pulse rifle. All right, let's hop right to it here. The Gridskipper is a 540 RPM void pulse rifle. All right, it has a 35 magazine by default. These are all base stats here. Damage fall off for it is 19 meters at hip firing and at 33 meters when you're ADSing. All right, the base stats for this weapon is 23 impact, 40 range, 52 stability, 34 handling, 42 reload, 80 aim assist, 55 recoil direction, 18 zoom, and its time to kill is 2.1 seconds. Okay. So when I saw that this was a 540 RPM pulse rifle and it was void, I got super excited, and the first thing that came to mind was, will this be the replacement of the Claws of the Wolf? And if you don't know what the Claws of the Wolf is, it was a 540 RPM void auto rifle from Iron Banner back in year 2, Forsaken. It was one of the most dominant pulse rifles in the game, even against 4-round burst pulse rifles. All right, even against some hand cannons too. Like, you could easily beat out a lot of hand cannons back in the day, and I'm talking about the 140s and 180s that were pretty decent back in the day. All right, now there has not been another 540 pulse RPM with that much impact like the Claws of the Wolf. Yes, I know we have the most recent one that was released, but that one is not even in close proximity to it. All right. Now there are some caveats with this thing, and it can be really dangerous in the right hands with the right perk combination. But this thing feels a little bit bulky because of the sights on it. You can't change that. You can only change the barrel, and outside of that, it just feels clunky. But a good clunky, not a bad clunky. All right. I found myself getting into fights with this thing though, and getting beat out by the strangest weapons. Hand cannon makes sense, right? You engage at certain little ranges there. I think about most hand cannons have about the same range as this, around that 40 to 50 mark, right? Depending on which perks you have on it. But when I'm getting beat out by SMGs, that is where we have a problem. But as we all know, Destiny 2's PvP sandbox right now, not the best thing in the world. So I'm not going to harp on it. We'll talk about that later. All right. Let's talk about some of the perk rolls and list of perks that this thing has on it, right? We're going to talk about the last two columns only. Obviously, the first two columns, pretty much all the barrels in the game are on this weapon. All of the magazine perks are on this weapon. You got your ricochet rounds, your flared magwell, light mag, high cal, armor piercing, pendant mag, alloy mag, and extended mag all up in here. So again, all of the magazine perks are pretty much there. Now the last two columns are where we're looking at the most. I do see here that we have 3, or technically 4, of the new perks for for year 3 coming in, but this season has introduced a few new perks, and I see 3 of those on here, some of which we mentioned in the last review video. So let's break it down here. First up, in the first column here, we have tunnel vision. All right, reloading after defeating a target greatly increases target acquisition, aim down sight speed for a short duration. Got killing wind, moving target, heating up. The final blows with this weapon increase accuracy and stability while improving vertical recoil, firmly planted, and slideways. In that final column there, we have frenzy, we have adrenaline junkie, one of the newer perks. Grenade final blows grants bonus damage and handling for a modded duration. And then it has stacks on there. You can stack up to three times, and it goes up to about 33%, matching that of kill clip, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Then you have thrush, high impact reserves, multi kill clip, and snapshot. All right. Now, when looking at these perks, nothing too special here. This was about the same perk list that we had on the Chroma Rush, which is the last review video that we did. Link to that up top if you want to see that. So nothing too crazy here. The three new perks are the ones I'm most drawn to because they sound super good. All right. And with that, we're gonna go into what my god rules are. Not my recommended, but what my god rules are. Okay. So for god rolls with this particular weapon, I'm gonna have to go with heating up, or for PvP, PvE, sorry, for PvE, all right, I'm gonna have to go with heating up and frenzy. All right, now with heating up, final blows with this weapon increases accuracy and stability while improving vertical recoil. And I kind of look at this perk the same as subsistence, right? Difference is this one won't reload from reserves for me, or just won't reload. Yeah, won't reload from reserves for me, and I get the damage perk popping off just immediately, right? Second to this, I would go with heating up an adrenaline junkie. Reason being for that is this is akin to kill clip, where I would just throw, where you would have to reload in order to do that, but here I could just immediately just throw a grenade at the start of fighting and get that immediate 33% popping off with that, right? Depending on how many kills I get with it too. So if I could throw a grenade into a group of enemies, boom, I get the stack of kills, bang, get my 33%, immediately start popping off with heating up, get those stacks ramped up on there, and I'm just spraying that stuff, right? Now I know what you're probably gonna say is, well, why don't you just go multi-kill clip and get the 60% right off the bat, or the 50%, I'm sorry. Again, I have to reload with that, and I have to get 3 kills. Also, that perk does not last very long when it procs, right? The proc on this feels like it's 10 seconds. I got to get the exact timing, but it feels ridiculous. Okay, I threw a grenade in PvP, and it killed somebody, and was still on my screen until it wore off. It was like 10 seconds. All right, which leads me into my PvP rules. For PvP, I got heating up and frenzy or adrenaline junkie, as we just talked about. Then we can go over to with killing wind or firmly planted and frenzy, and then tunnel vision and frenzy or multi-kill clip. Now, there's that multi-kill clip being paired up on this weapon, but not with heating up. Do it with tunnel vision. The reason why I do it with tunnel vision is because tunnel vision gives you the after the reload. All right, so because we're gonna proc multi-kill clip after that reload, I'll be able to ADS super fast and better target acquisition, so almost better aim assistance in a sense, right? I think that's more beneficial here than it would be with I think multi-kill clip would be more beneficial with tunnel vision than it would be with heating up, because heating up is just after you get the final blow. You don't necessarily have to reload, but if you're shooting. Now, again, the proc on multi-kill clip doesn't last that long, so you wouldn't be benefiting from that because you'd be constantly having to reload every time to get it to proc. And then I think you would also lose heating up as well, because that doesn't last that long either. I think they're about the same cooldown. All right. So what is my recommendation on this weapon as a whole? As a whole, though, as a entire whole here, all right, I would have to say, if you don't have a void pulse rifle of any kind from any time frame, make sure you get this one. It's not a dire, but make sure you get it. As far as the double perk version of this, there's not one that really stands out and seems like the best. Obviously, if you wanted to make sure you were ready for both PvE and PvE and PvP without having to go and switch, get a new gun or have a different gun or switch out, I would probably look for a heating up adrenaline junkie and frenzy roll on it, so that way I have it ready for PvP and PvE at the same time. Outside of that, nothing too special here. 540 RPM pulse rifle, highly recommended, because 540s are super fun to play around with in PvP and PvE if you haven't already. All right, so that's gonna do it for the weapon review. Sound off in the comments below if you have this weapon, and let me know what rolls you got, and also let me know how the farming and stuff is going so far. I think we're in like day 4 now of the season, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you have been going ham, because we got Volta Glass coming out next week too. All right, if this video was helpful to you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you click that like button and also the subscribe button so that you know when new content comes out, when you turn on notifications, of course, and if you want to see more content from me in the future. Also, I am back to streaming, so you can catch me over at twitch.tv/roadsofsilence every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, if you want to hang out, chat live, and talk about anything, and you have any questions for me. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.